Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. I'm Kelsey, that's Rachel, and I'm loud.
Yeah.
And I'm in full HD sound tonight.
We had a full night of combat sports. Let's just go in order. We're going to start with, should we start with what just happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrestling. What? That's not.
We just watched it's being called an instant
Let
classic.
me set it up. We've got Roman Gonzalez, Juan Estrada. These guys met a long time ago, junior flyweight. They're meeting here at super flyweight, which is junior bantamweight. It gets confusing, I know. But listen, these are two great elite pound-for-pound elite fighters. A lot of people will consider Roman Gonzalez one of the best fighters ever. So I was excited to see his fight. We're supposed to be a fight of the year type. Although this time they thought, of course, Gonzalez won the first fight. They thought Estrada, he was like a 2-1 favorite, right? Instead, we got an action-packed, amazing fight. Arguably a candidate for a fight of the year. Some people were saying, this is the best fight I've ever seen in my life. I saw that from people. And that was like, whoa, it was a really, really exceptional fight. You want to talk about high-class, elite-level, masterclass stuff. This was the fight.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't quit. Like, my brain couldn't even keep up with what was going on in the ring. It was hard for me to process, for me to be like, who won this round? I'm like, I don't know. So many punches were thrown. Just like, it was crazy.
Well, there's other great fights. So there's Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. Great fights. Mm-hmm. But then there's fights like Eric Morales versus Marco Antonio Barrera. And what I'm saying is this is more like the second of those. Eric Morales versus Marco Antonio. I'm talking about great fight, but also elite level, masterclass stuff. Like so much that you're right, it's hard to process all the amazing things that they're doing in the ring together every 3 minutes. What a beautiful display of boxing. Rachel, I thought Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez, was going to win the fight. I thought he won the fight, and he didn't get the score. What happened, Rachel?
Well,
explain yourself, Rachel.
Well, I think that there's, what I was watching, as per what I just said, I think a lot of the rounds were really close. And so you kind of have to judge, the judges, you don't know exactly what they're looking for. And that's a thing in a judge sport. Judging is subjective.
Yeah, but what if I told you that the judges were from Texas?
Well, I think...
We're from Texas.
That's less of a thing. But...
Yeah. So do I, Rachel.
People like to throw that out there. But I think it's less of a thing. I do think that they're, globally in boxing, there are some issues. I don't think they are centered in Texas, but this was a great fight. Estrada came away with the win, and that means that they got one apiece.
Yeah,
right?
now that you said it's up a trilogy fight,
yes,
I'm interested. Definitely, let's make it happen. Now, you got Sor Rungvisai sitting over there, right? He won his fight last night by knockout.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's supposed to get next shot. So I guess technically he gets to fight Estrada next, and then the winner of that fight will potentially fight Roman Gonzalez again.
Yeah.
Because both of them have fought him.
It's exciting. And can I just say the crowd, which was not at full capacity in Texas.
Also Texans.
But sounded like they were so into this fight. Everybody at home was so into this fight. It was... the pace that they were fighting at, I felt like all of us watching just couldn't help to be just completely engaged. And just, it was a really, really fun fight. I am excited for the rubber match in this soon-to-be trilogy.
Sometimes in my life, because I followed boxing my whole life, and then recently I've really gotten into MMA. Sometimes I think, man, I'm going to leave boxing behind, And then something like this happens. I'm watching a UFC card, guy gets poked in the eye, they don't fight, and then this great fight in boxing happens, and you're reminded, man, isn't boxing beautiful, Rachel? It's a great sport. I love it. I'm never leaving.
We also had other boxing on today. We're going to talk about 2 other fights. Let's talk about the other fight on the DAZN card, McCaskill versus Breakus. Jessica McCaskill was coming in to defend her previous win over Breakus, right?
I don't know why. Why was the fight? I know that she beat Breakus, and I thought that she won the title because of that. But this fight was fought at 145-pound catch weight.
They did a catch weight. I don't really understand that, but I do know...
I guess technically they could do that.
McCaskill got another decision, which means she is still undisputed.
And still.
Which is always a great feat that we applaud. I thought it was I enjoyed watching this fight. Breakus is, it seems that she is aging, but what was post-fight interview, she's not, no thoughts of retirement. She's like, I feel great. I feel fine. I'm ready to fight again. And I'm actually happy to hear that because I think that it's good. The talent pool in women's boxing is already a little shallow. I think it's great to have Breakus in here because she is a great, she's very skilled. I like her form. I also think that she's a great measuring stick for other women that we're going to have come up in the sport. Now, she wants to fight McCaskill again. Yeah, but this happens.
She was like the Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Like, she was undefeated.
Yeah, and people said, if Breakus could have had this platform in her prime. But, like, we're all just... I mean, our opinion is that Breakus is no longer in her prime.
I wrote a song about her. It's called You're Too Old Now. That's all it is. It's very short. You're too old now, Cecilia Breakus. It just happens, you know. We watched the fight, and it looked like, you're right, she looks like the more skilled person, but when a fighter gets older, and their body starts to be a little different, it's not that they don't have the skill anymore, it's that they can't react.
Yeah, you said her reaction time was slower.
Yeah, it's like, you can't make that, if you're supposed to step to the left, you don't step like you used to. It just doesn't happen. It just happens. You see it with everybody. Now, she's skilled enough to where, like, she's still a really good boxer, right? Mm-hmm. Because she had enough elite level boxing skill. But it's definitely, she's not going to get better.
And McCaskill, I like the way that she looked in the ring. She threw strong, threw with, intention. I would like to see her straighten up her punches and get, like, a little bit better form. I will say this, I mentioned on the broadcast, that she has a 9-to-5 job. This isn't her full-time gig, and so I can't be too hard on somebody that's working a 9-to-5 while they're also undisputed champ in women's boxing.
You know what's interesting to me about that is after that she wants to fight 2 other undisputed champions potentially.
Yeah.
What do you think about her calling out Katie Taylor, undisputed lightweight champ, or Clarissa Shields, undisputed middleweight champ?
She's in between both of those.
And 154 middleweight.
Clarissa's a weight class above her, and Katie's a weight class below her. And
yeah, what do you think about that?
135, 147, and 154, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that this is actually reasonable. I think we previously, Clarissa and Katie seems absurd to me. But this seems reasonable to me.
It does to me too, but it seems absurd when Clarissa calls out Katie. It wouldn't seem absurd if Katie's like, hey, I want to fight Clarissa because she's the smaller person.
Right, and to be fair, Clarissa didn't call out Katie. She was asked.
It's the media.
Would you drop down to fight Katie? And she was like, I'm gonna need a lot of money to lose that much weight. So I told her it seems absurd to me.
Make 130. Yeah.
But this seems reasonable. Katie and McCaskill like coming together and either
becoming
like
best friends,
coming up or going down. It makes sense to me, especially if this was fought at some kind of a catch weight at 145. Tells me. I don't know why McCaskill wouldn't be open to fighting at 147. I was a little confused by that. But her going up to fight Clarissa, I mean, I'm here for that too. That's definitely reasonable.
Yeah, as long as you're gonna fight Clarissa in the cage.
Okay.
Because Clarissa's an MMA fighter now. She switched it. She got to switch on.
But she didn't switch back.
But then you got to switch back. Yeah, she's gonna do both.
So
right now she's got to switch on, as I'm saying.
We also, the fight happening at the same time as this women's fight was Benavidez versus
David
Ellis.
Benavidez, who I'm all about David Benavidez. I don't know why. I think it's because he's a savage. He's also like a giant savage. Like he's a little too big for his weight class, which is why he's lost his title. Well, he at least lost one time on the scale. I think another time for another issue. But anyway, former 168-pound champion, still undefeated. Like watching him fight. Big dude, giant savage. And he won his fight today, too.
Yeah. What do you think about him fighting Canelo?
Oh, man, I was all about that fight until I watched him, and then I was like, I don't know if you should fight Canelo right now. But see, I think he's like that, too. I think he's like, yeah, I want to fight Canelo someday. You know what I mean? Like I think that's reasonable. I think that he's only like 23 or something. It's something still pretty young. He did talk about fighting Jermall Charlo, which that's the 160-pound Charlo. So then I was like, maybe you want to fight a guy that's a little smaller. And maybe don't jump up to Canelo, who's knocking out light heavyweights, right? I don't know.
Yeah, what I saw didn't tell me, like, you know, but hey, I'll watch. Like, Canelo's got to have fights. You want to fight him? Sure, let's do this, you know?
Oh, yeah. What do you think if he wanted to fight Clarissa, though?
Oh.
What? In a cage. No, that's not happening.
Hey, it was a great night of boxing. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Pagua.